Mural was actually the largest painting that Pollock ever created in his whole career. Before mural, Pollock hadn't really discovered himself. When it came to painting mural, the canvas was so big that Pollock was able to put his whole body, not just his hand and his wrist, into the enormously energetic gestures which make up mural. It was also important because, having discovered himself, as it were, in mural, Pollock then went on in a fairly rapid trajectory to 1947, when he developed his famous technique of pouring and dripping paint. In actual fact, there are several passages in mural which anticipate that technique, where Pollock has flung the pigment onto the canvas. Mural was important not just for its expression of what Pollock called energy and motion made visible, and that truly is what mural is about. It's a statement of Pollock's dynamic inner forces, flung out with great rhythms, enormous sense of velocity onto the canvas. But it's important also because mural is the first work of abstract expressionism which was realised on a truly epic scale. Mural hung in Peggy Guggenheim's townhouse in New York, and it was commissioned specifically to hang in the entranceway. Because Peggy Guggenheim was such an extraordinary collector and patron of the arts, she hosted virtually everyone in the American art world at parties and other visits to her house, curators, dealers, artists. And so within something like 2 years, everybody in the emerging American avant-garde art world had seen mural. And it has an instant seismic impact on other artists. For example, Arshile Gorky, one of the early figures of abstract expressionism, had been painting generally on a very small scale, easel-sized paintings, but suddenly in 1944 he produces the largest canvas of his career, called The Liver is a Cock's Comb. It's no coincidence that the size and scale of The Liver is a Cock's Comb is a direct response to mural. Even Mark Rothko saw mural and was reported as saying, why would anyone want to paint something so big? And yet, again, the next year in 1944, Mark Rothko, who'd previously been working on a very modest scale, suddenly paints the largest painting of his career, up to that date, Slow Swirl at the Edge of the Sea. Once again, this is a direct response to mural. Mural's importance was also recognised by critics and fellow artists. For example, Robert Motherwell said that it was a mural when Pollock was dancing around the canvas, as it were, that he finally discovered himself. Clement Greenberg, a famous champion of Pollock and abstract expressionism, recollected, when I first saw Pollock's work, I knew he was a good artist, but when I saw mural, I knew he was a great artist.